MythicTyrant's legendary walkthrough for Halo 5 Guardians. We're on to mission 14, the Breaking, where Master Chief is so close to coming face to face with Cortana, dead or alive. How will this turn out? Only you can discover this for yourself, Spartan. Good luck.
Where'd she take us?
Cortana. What is this? Cortana, answer me.
You allow them in others. You restore them in the name of us, Cortana.
Warden, don't.
They mean to undo your plans. They will disperse your guardians.
Leave, Warden!
What's up, guys and gals? It's the Tyrant here, and welcome back to my Halo 5 Guardians Legendary Walkthrough. Today we're doing the 14th mission entitled The Breaking. I just want to give a quick shout out and say Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone today. The 5th of May, especially to our Latino friends watching. Thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate it, and welcome. So if you guys remember, this mission actually made the top 25 hardest missions of all time in my top 25 video a while back, and it is a slogfest. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know how to do this mission correctly, it can be a pain in the ass. It is 100% Prometheans. It's like the Forerunner version of the library. But I'm going to show you some tips and tricks today to make this a hell of a lot easier for you. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that, like I said, this is a 100% Promethean-based mission. It's mostly crawlers and soldiers with some knights, watchers, and even focus turrets thrown into the mix. Right off the bat, you also need to know that your best friends in this mission aren't your allies so much as the light rifle and the suppressor. If you're ever going to trade out for a higher weapon like the binary rifle or the incineration cannon or even the scatter shot, if you're going to drop a weapon, make sure it's the the suppressor, because you can find those pretty easily, whereas light rifle ammo tends to be a bit more scarce. So really, you want to take this mission as slowly as possible. We're going to utilize our pistol to the max here. Again, the one thing that's nice about this mission as opposed to the library is that you generally have the option to backtrack. And make sure that you're allowing your allies to do this too. You want to keep them alive. As you're going through this mission, you're going to want to arm them with incineration cannons, and I'll go into that in just a little bit. But as long as they don't flat out die, they're only in armor lock, they won't lose their weapons, and that's very important for this mission. So again, the key here is to take it slow. Obviously, those crawlers weren't a big deal, but don't take them all at once. If you try to rush this at all, you're going to get overwhelmed very quickly. And unlike the Covenant, the Prometheans are fast. They can get around you without you even noticing. Not a pretty picture. So mostly we're just going to hang back here and down these guys one by one. The Watchers should be your top priority because remember, they can heal the other units around them as well as shield them. So you want to get rid of these guys quick. It is also important to note that when you're fighting a battle, I know that every time you walk a few feet, another wave of Promethean spawns. You can send your allies forward to take care of anything that you aren't able to, because sending your allies forward won't trigger the next wave of Prometheans. Only you will. And that's an important thing to note, just to be on the safe side. That way you can flank your enemies without causing too much trouble. So as I said here, the first thing that you really want to do, your first goal in this mission, is to grab a light rifle. So we're going to trade our pistol off for that as soon as we have the opportunity. They won't be available at first. They will be on this platform, but you have to get advanced at least a little bit. And getting ammo for them is a bit more challenging since not as many soldiers have light rifles as they do suppressors. So again, we're just going to take these guys out real quick. Crawlers aren't that big of a deal. And don't be afraid to utilize both sides of the platform. Don't just go one direction. That's going to be the easiest way to eliminate your enemies before advancing to the next area. So we're going to have a couple of knights that spawn here. And both of them have incineration cannons, so this is where you want to be a little bit more careful. Again, don't be discouraged if you get downed here. That's why you want to hang back so that your allies are still alive, and it won't really affect you. This bottom place right here is the best place to assault the knights because they can't use their incineration cannon against you. Keep in mind, generally speaking, in this mission, they'll use the splinter part of the incineration cannon, not the actual full-blown weapon. And so you can pick off the soldiers here if you want to. You do want to be very conservative about your light rifle ammo. Make the knights your highest priority. Remember, if you hit one of their wings, their mask will open up temporarily, allowing you to finish them off. So you don't have to actually go through and pick these guys off with using their entire health. So we're going to try to get this guy right here. They do move a little bit quickly. So he tore his face off, and boom, there we go. First knight is down. So there's the second knight right there. We're going to see if we can do the same thing. It's not always as easy. Yeah, he got the mask back on relatively quickly, but again, not that big of a deal. At least there's only one knight there. He might have a couple of soldiers backing him up at this point, but as long as there's only one knight, this should not be that big of a problem. You shouldn't have too many splinter rounds coming at you here. So he does have, it looks like, 2 soldiers still backing him up. Again, do not rush this area. You can flank them if you want to, but don't just run into battle. Not a great idea on Legendary. One hit from a knight will take you out. And don't expect your allies to help you, because that knight will hang around your body while they try to revive you. So again, just sort of take your time here. Always make sure you're in cover. That way your allies can help you out. And don't be afraid to direct them to one target. But you do want to be careful of how you direct them, because again, you do not want your allies getting taken out here. And if they just run in and try to kill everything, you're going to be put in that position where you can't really help them, and then you're going to be on your own. And that means all the fire will be drawn on you. The nice thing about having your allies in this mission is having a distraction, even if they aren't that big of a help, which we're going to make them a big help, and I'm going to show you how in just a second. At the very least, they'll keep the firepower off of you. So that knight looks a little distracted. We're going to see if we can sneak up behind him real quick. Remember, once the shoulder blades are off, you can actually assassinate them. And there we go. Knight is out. Both knights down. We just got to clean up these soldiers real quick. Not too difficult. And then we'll be down. We'll be good. There we go. All right, soldiers down for the count. Now here's where you want your allies to pick up the incineration cannons. What these are good for is they can help you much better against heavy enemies like knights, soldier captains, and more so focus turrets. Those are going to be big. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we're full with light rifle ammo as well as suppressor ammo, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward. Now I'm looking for the second incineration cannon. I think that one despawned, but that's okay. Not a big deal. We can pick up another one in the next area. Not all of your allies need to be armed with incineration cannons, but it's good to have at least 2 of them. So there are 3 of these platforms. We're on the first one now, and we're making our way towards the second. The second tends to be a little bit more annoying. That's where you go through the biggest battles, in my opinion. There is one large battle at the end, but again, you only have to fight pretty much one with multiple waves. Here, you're going to have a couple of platforms you need to worry about, and this also includes focus turrets at the end. So we're just sitting here waiting, letting Master Chief and Cortana banter back and forth.
Psychological tactics.
Maybe this is the highlight of the mission. I don't really know.
What would you have me do?
Tell me the truth.
But keep in mind, this platform does not despawn, so you can use that to backtrack, and you're going to want to use it at least a little bit.
You know, don't you?
Not a whole lot, but just a little bit in case you get overwhelmed. Sometimes these soldiers, actually right up here you don't have to worry about soldiers so much, it's mainly crawlers, but they can rush your position. Immediately when you get off this platform, you're going to have a cluster of crawlers spawn, and you're going to have 2 soldier captains spawn, each with a splinter cannon, 1 on either side. These guys are going to be your top priority. So you got scatter shots right there. Not a bad idea for crawlers, but there's just too little payout for the ammo that you're given. So we're just going to use the suppressor here. This is my favorite weapon for taking out Prometheans. alongside the light rifle. Light rifle is number 1. If I could have infinite ammo for that, this mission would be a breeze, but it is not quite that simple. So before all of our allies get taken out, we're going to take out this first soldier captain. I keep wanting to say knight captain. Soldier captain right there. You want to aim for the head. Keep in mind that the higher the rank of the soldier, the more headshots it takes before you can down them. And these are the highest ranks you get when it comes to a soldier. Fortunately, there's only 2 of them here, and just beyond the one on the left, not sure if there's one on the right too, but just beyond the one on the left there is an incineration cannon, so we can have one of our other allies pick that up. And again, you're just clearing out the crawlers here. You don't have to, but it does make the next area much easier. So we're going to go ahead and get our guys to give us a hand. Come on. There we go. Like I said, this is why it's another good reason to keep your allies alive, because the crawlers do come in mass, and remember, their shots are homing. It can be very easy to be taken out without even realizing where these guys are. That's why you don't want to rush these situations, because you'll otherwise get surrounded very easily. So again, we're in pretty good shape so far. We got armor locked a couple of times, but I'm not really that concerned. So far, so good. Grab more ammo right here. And then there is an incineration cannon. Don't worry about the splinter cannon right there. If you want to take it, that's fine. But it really isn't necessary. So pretty much the same deal right here. More crawlers. You can throw a grenade in advance if you want to. I didn't have one available. But if you do that as they spawn, you'll take out most of them. Just make sure you don't take out your allies in the process. So again, just more of the same. A little shooting gallery here. By the time you're done with this mission, you should be a Promethean expert. Unfortunately, it's the second to last mission in the game. So, and then of course, in the final mission, you get a mantis. So this may not be as useful, but if these guys are in Halo 6, I'm assuming they will be. In fact, they may be the main enemy in Halo 6 at this point. At this point, I keep saying this point. This point, damn it! You should be an expert. Hopefully they won't be too different in Halo 6. Maybe touch up the soldiers a little bit and stop that whole teleporting and warping thing. That's a pain in the butt. So we're going to wipe out these guys. Again, make sure you have plenty of ammo. You don't want to advance too far. And I'll tell you why in just a second, but let's go ahead and clean up these final crawlers. My guy's just sort of standing there. Come on, Kelly. See? That's what happens when you just stand around. There we go. Make sure Kelly's in good shape. And we'll keep moving forward. Alright, we're clear here. So when you advance to the next section, immediately 2 focus turrets are going to spawn. Now, if you advance too far, you're also going to spawn 2 soldier captains with scatter shots. So keep your allies down there because you want to keep them alive. So we're going to trigger these guys and then run back down here real quick. Now this is really a good spot to go ahead and deal with the focus turrets as well, because that way you don't have to worry about the other Prometheans firing on you, and you get a much closer range when it comes to attacking them. This is where the incineration cannon really comes in handy for your allies, because they can take out the focus turrets one at a time without being dogged by both, and without you being hassled by other Prometheans. So again, that's why we backed up. We're going to take these one at a time. If you try to fight these guys up close, they will slaughter you and your team. So that took them out really easily. That's why you just want to back up. Don't charge into anything. So that's the first focus turret right there. Again, we don't really have the weapons to defeat it, but that's why we have our allies equipped. So as you can see, this is getting taken out pretty easily, so we only have 1 focus turret left. And remember, you can utilize the other side too. And that's exactly what we want to do. Take those focus turrets out without putting both our allies and ourselves in any real danger. And thankfully, with those extra incineration cannons, these things should fall pretty quickly. There aren't a lot of these in this mission, but when they show up, they can be quite devastating. So again, we're just going to take these guys out real quick. Our allies are pitching in with the incineration rounds. There we go. All right. Now again, make sure you're full in terms of light rifle and suppressor ammo. Light rifle ammo is in those crates right there. And this next part can be a little bit tricky, so kind of psych yourself up a little bit. This one tends to be a bit more difficult because you'll be dealing with snipers as well as captains. Now, there are going to be at least 3 captains here. There's going to be 1 in the center. There's going to be 1 on either side, and you're going to have some snipers. Now, remember, you can afford to get hit by a sniper round as long as you don't just stand there like you stand there and stare at the sun. Not that I'd recommend that either. The nice thing about the snipers is that they have no headgear, so you can down them in one shot with the sniper rifle. So look, our allies just kind of fell. Whoops. So we're going to try to up these guys real quick. It's a shame that, unfortunately, they do not backtrack like you do. So even though you can go as far back as you want to, they tend to stand at the entrance. There are 2 watchers here that you want to take care of real quick because, as you can see, he can heal his allies. And we don't want that. But once the watchers are down, go ahead and focus on that 1 captain up top. Make sure the snipers are out of commission. Really, the snipers should be your top priority even before the watchers, because they can hit you from way back there. We don't want that. So now we're going to focus on these guys right here. Now this area right here is pretty soldier heavy. So you want to take out the high priority targets first. The ones that can down you in just a couple of shots. So we're going to make sure this guy is down for the count. Not entirely sure. He might be. Okay, so we're going to move up just a little bit here. There are going to be some soldiers right here on our level. Oh, looks like he went behind us. Not cool. We're going to down this guy real quick. There we go. And then after we've downed at least most of the ones on ground level, we're going to start moving up the ramp over there on the left. You can pick either side. Personally, I like the left, at least in this area. That's just my opinion. It's just the direction I usually prefer. Not all the time, but at least in this case. So I'm going to try to help our ally real quick without getting killed myself. You have that nice little temporary overshield after you heal your ally. I'm trying to get these guys back here. I don't want them getting slaughtered. So yeah, we still have that soldier captain over there firing on us. We want to get him down because that splinter cannon can be very powerful. Again, you can use the splinter cannons to your advantage if you prefer, but remember, when you hold a support weapon, you move significantly slower. You're basically just a target at that point. You do have a stronger weapon, but it's more difficult to dodge other weapons. So we're going to see if we can take this guy out real quick. Can't tell if I hit him or not. Nope, he's still alive. But I think one of our allies just got him, so perfect. Again, another nice reason to have that incineration cannon for your allies, because they can hit targets from a distance with a very strong weapon. So again, now at this point, we're just going to go ahead, hang back, and deal with these other soldier targets. If you try to advance too quickly, then you're going to get surrounded. And these guys will pick you apart. So just take your time here. Another soldier down. You can always use their bodies to refill on light rifle ammo, because you'll have a few soldiers here who do utilize the light rifle, although most of them tend to use the suppressor. So just hang back, don't rush. Again, for me, this is probably one of the more annoying battles. Obviously, the final battle before you reach the boss is the most devastating, but you have more cover there and more ammo available to you.
John, we were always a great team, you and me.
So, looks like the battle is done. We're going to go ahead
It's still me, John.
and advance to the final platform. It'll be just one huge battle, several waves of Prometheans, and then the boss. So again, make sure your allies are well equipped. As long as 2 of them have an incineration cannon, you should be in good shape. And we're going to go ahead and move up to the end of the mission. So like I said, this mission, as long as you know what to do and where to backtrack and how to deal with certain battles and what places are the best vantage points for you, it's not that bad. What tends to trick you is just trying to run forward, not knowing that how many Prometheans are going to spawn, and just wreck your day. Like I said before, unlike the Covenant, they can surround you very quickly and they're not as easy to hit. And also, unlike the Covenant, their shots are homing. So dodging those is also a pain in the ass. Most of the time you can't. The best way you can do is just go behind cover, and look how pretty that is. I guess that's the domain. A big energy field. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, the Microsoft Cloud. So again, this final battle starts out pretty typical. You'll have mostly crawlers. You have a couple of soldiers. It's going to be soldiers in the beginning right here. But again, all you need to do is just hang back. You can use your stabilizer if you want to, but they typically won't come up too close to you. So we're good with light rifle ammo right now. Like I said, do not rush this too quickly because there's going to be a lot of enemies for you to fight here. So my advice is just to sit back and take out these initial guys first and move up bit by bit. Now remember, your allies can advance without triggering the other Prometheans, but you cannot. So again, just take these guys out nice and easy. You have pretty much just low-ranking soldiers here, so it's not that big of a problem. A full suppressor clip will take one out if you don't want to spend your light rifle ammo or if you're out of light rifle ammo. There we go. Handle that pretty easily. Again, just keep your eye out for more light rifle ammo here. And there are going to be some watchers that spawn for this next battle, as well as a couple of focus turrets. Make these guys your top priority. It's not as easy to take these guys out as it was the previous focus turrets, just because you're not in a position where you can get right under them. So you might want to take out the soldiers and everything that's in your immediate vicinity first, and then take them out, the focus turrets out from a safe distance, allowing your allies to use their incineration cannons. Now there are also two captains here, as you can see, with splinter turrets. Take these guys out now while they're far away. They can't really do much damage to you. You can get to them far quicker than they can get to you. So we're going to use that little pillar for cover there. Again, I'm making the captains my top priority. There we go. That final shot was worth it because all of our allies are safe, simply because we didn't rush the area. So again, utilize both sides of the ramps here, especially for ammo. You do not need to fight from one single side. Okay, so we're getting dogged by that incineration turret right there. Or I'm sorry, the focus turret. Let's back up just a little bit. See if we can just take out a couple of more soldiers and then deal with the incineration. Or the focus turret. I want to call it incineration. Everything here is freaking orange, damn it. I didn't know the Prometheans were Republicans. So we're going to go ahead and deal with these guys real quick and then try to close in on that first focus turret and allow the allies to fire on it. And then we'll go ahead and try to hit up the other side to deal with the other focus turret. That way we're not right out in the open. There we go. First focus turret is down. Now let's go ahead and utilize the other ramp to take out the other focus turret. All the space here is there for a reason, even if you don't utilize it.
Take this position.
So waiting for our guys to play catch up here. Go ahead and deal with that other focus turret. We've got a couple of soldiers over there on the left. They're not picking on me yet, so again, I'm going to keep all my fire focused here. Focused on the focus turret. And just deal as much damage as possible while our allies play catch up. See, like I said, your allies can advance at this point without triggering any of the other Prometheans. So that's why I don't mind sending them up. But send them back here before you actually advance yourself. Got one more soldier and then we should be in relatively good shape. But we do need to refill our light rifle. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. You do ultimately have plenty of ammo here as long as you utilize it correctly. And I think Fred's going to be out. Sorry, buddy. We'll be back in a few minutes once we hit the next checkpoint. So this next battle, things start getting really intense. This is where you start dealing with knights and snipers. There are a couple of waves here Once you trigger the next wave, you'll have another 4 snipers to deal with, but generally speaking, there are only 2 to start out. And you do want to take those guys seriously, because they can take you off guard real easily. Fortunately, they're also extremely simple to spot. So where are you guys? Alright, so we have a captain back there too. Deal with these guys one at a time. Again, don't rush it. No point. And you should have a decent amount of light rifle ammo laying around, especially from the downed soldiers that had it before. So again, just take your time. No rush. The captains unfortunately do take a significant amount of ammo, but I'm not that worried. And again, at this point, you should have all of your guys with incineration cannons, at least 2 of them, and so he should fall pretty quickly.
Get moving.
Copy.
But the main reason we have them armed with those, again, is for the knights and for the focus turrets. So mission is accomplished there.
Take these coordinates.
And of course, if you want to fight out the next battle as well with the wardens, it's always good to have incineration cannons. As many as you can get, because there's only 2 in the next area. So we're just going to try to scavenge for more ammo real quick from our downed foes. Should be plenty of it. Got a couple more crawlers down here and should have another crate. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and use the suppressor. That works just fine. And as we advance further, we'll have to deal with the snipers as well. And that's really what you want your light rifle for. That and the knights. Although, again, with the incineration cannon armed allies, they shouldn't be too much of a problem here. So just mow these guys down real quick. No real big deal. Warden's trying to taunt us in the background. Of course, we're not having it. Okay, and this should spawn the final guys here. So again, just back up. Make sure you have plenty of ammo, plenty of space. Those are the first 2 snipers. Again, they have no helmet armor, so taking them out should not be a problem for you. Just sort of keep your eye out on the knights. And again, once you move more forward, then you're also going to have to deal with the other 4 snipers as well. So again, just try to find more ammo as you go. That's why I say you got to be very careful with your light rifle ammo. You got to be more conservative with it than the suppressor. Suppressor ammo, easy to find. Light rifle ammo, not as much. Man, Fred just can't stay up. Dude, why'd you go out drinking last night, man? What'd I tell you about that? Stop after 3. So again, we're just walking around, making sure we get any ammo that we can. Got some ammo for the light rifle. Not as much as I wanted, but enough to deal with the snipers, and that's really the big concern here. We can get more light rifle ammo as we progress, but right now we just want enough to deal with the snipers. I'll say, and we picked some up right there too, even better.
Move, blue team.
So unlike the first time we faced the knights, we don't have an underpassage that we can use. So we're going to have to take on these guys head on, but we do have more cover this time around on the upper platform, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And again, there's only 2 of them, and they're only using incineration cannons, which you would think would be a lot, and by the way, they're the other snipers, but since they only use the splinter phase, and it takes them so long to shoot, as long as your allies are alive, you shouldn't have any trouble here. So we're going to try to hit the wing first, watch that open mask, and finish off the knight. Oh, it didn't work. That splash damage did knock my zoom off just a little bit, so we're going to see what we can do about that. Going to go ahead and see if we can hit this other wing real quick. There we go. There we go. First knight is down. So it looks like we have an ally, 2 allies down right now. Okay, that's not good. But they're getting healed. All right, better 2 than 3.
Move up. Get moving.
Again, make the snipers your top priority here. The knights, yeah, you're going to want to deal with them at some point, but they're not that big of a deal.
Take this position.
Right.
Not compared to the snipers anyway. So again, just keep your eyes out. Got the captain right here. Since the knight's right there, we'll go ahead and deal with him too. Come on. There we go. Knight is down for the count. Remember, they open their mask temporarily once you knock off one of their wings. So we should be in pretty good shape at this point. Go ahead and make sure you got plenty of light rifle ammo. You're not going to really need anything for the next area. I'm going to show you in just a second. But if you want to grab another incineration cannon, it could not hurt. Again, just in case you missed the jump here. So I know some of you want to see me actually fight this battle out, but this is a walkthrough, and the point is to make this easier for you, not to show off. So we're going to skip this battle because otherwise it'd be the hardest one in the game, even with all your allies armed with incineration cannons. So run over here. You can do this to either the right or the left. There's a little lift right here. You want to charge into it. It'll lift you pretty high. Then you want to ground pound. You might need to clamber, but boom, you just skipped the 3 Warden battle, and the mission is over. That is the breaking on Legendary, so thank you guys so much for watching. Did these tips and tricks help you out? Let me know in the comments below, or you can hit me up on both Facebook and Twitter. Links to my social media can be found in the description, and click that subscribe button for more video game related content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on MythicTyrant.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys and gals. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.
The mantle of responsibility belongs to Cortana and her people.
Focus fire.
You will not betray her! Cortana, I have failed you.
He is the last person I need protection from. Hello, John. It's good to see you.
You've changed.
It was time. I know we have a disagreement, but once you understand my plan...
Your plan is we do as you say.
I'm offering people a chance to be more than they are naturally.
Like Dr. Halsey did for me.
No. That monster forced you. This is a gift.
Listen to yourself. Stand down, Cortana. Come home with us. It's not too late to stop this.
Stop. No, John. This is too important to stop.
What are you?
I just needed to know if I could still trust you. You'll be safe inside this cryptum until my work is done.
Cortana.
Goodbye, John.